Hey everyone, welcome back to Safety Optional. If you want to find out how to change the crankshaft position sensor on a Jeep Cherokee,
fast forward to 3 minutes and 24 seconds.
in this video, and it'll cut right to the action. But for the rest of you that have been following along, this is my 1991 Jeep Cherokee Briarwood project. And if you look at some of my other videos, you can see kind of the progression since I acquired this thing about a year and a half ago and what I've done to get it back on the road. But I wanted to give you guys an update video and also share what it took to get it working. So when I got this thing, it didn't run at all, and I had to go through, diagnose it, ended up replacing the fuel tank, the fuel pump, totally cleaning the fuel system out, and that was able to get it started, get it running. Ended up doing a full fluids change on it. Once I got it running and kind of driving around, I then realized that the alternator wasn't charging, replaced the alternator, and then had to do a brake repair on it. This thing came with a very early form of ABS system that just did not work, so it had failed, and so I changed it to a late model brake system like what you'd have on a typical later model XJ. So after that, I let it sit for a little while, and then one day it wouldn't start, and so I figured, well, it's the crankshaft position sensor. And so got it, picked up the part, was going to change it, and in order to change it, I pulled it around onto the driveway where it'd be a little bit easier to work with my truck. Pulled it with the truck, then tried to start it one last time, and mysteriously it started up. But I went ahead and changed the crankshaft position sensor, and I'll show you that process right now. Well, I had initially planned to put the alternator in and take this thing driving, show you guys that, and close out the video with that. But as luck would have it, this baby just is not done fighting me yet. So I went to start it one of the days that I was planning on taking a little test drive in advance of getting the insurance on this thing. And, well, let me just show you what I heard.
Wow. I got turned back.
Well, that's embarrassing. Now it works. Sounds like it's an intermittent problem, but what was happening was you turn the key and it started to fire up and immediately die. So I am going to proactively change the crankshaft position sensor. So I'll walk you through that, because it's a booger bear, but it's a super common repair for these things. Okay, so the crankshaft position sensor, CPS, is a booger bear on these things, and it's difficult to even see from up here, but I'll try my best to show you. It's back on the back of the engine at the front of the bell housing, and let me see if I can get some light and then put the camera down in there. So maybe go something like this. Down in there where that wire goes into that sensor on the back of the bell housing, that's the crankshaft position sensor, and we're going to change it, but you can't reach it from up here. Obviously there's no person alive that could reach down through there to change that. In my hand, I can't even just, there's no way. So you got to come up from the bottom, but it's not that simple. All right, so now I'm up underneath, and right up in there is the crankshaft position sensor, and you can't get it much easier from down here either. So what you end up having to do is hook together a bunch of different extensions and work it from way back in the back there to be able to get an angle on it. Like run extensions from down back here up through there. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to get on that from way back in the back and change that beast out if we can. All right, this is the crankshaft position sensor. This is the old one that came out of it. I'm going to proactively replace it so it doesn't leave me stranded. Declan, you got the new one?
This is the new one. It's much cleaner.
Yeah.
And much better.
And it plugs in. Here, you hold the camera for me. Plugs in this round port here, like so, and then off the old one.
Remove the clamp.
Yep, this little clip was on there. Move that over to this one. That clip will go on. And then now, this thing has to get back down inside of there to where it can read on the tone wheel of the flywheel, or the flex plate rather. So get that clip back on there. My light will behave. There we go. Now I need to figure out how to reach up and get that thing tucked down in there. Now I gotta reach up in there and get that thing tucked back up in where it goes, which for an old fat man, it's gonna be a challenge. Reach my old fat arm up in here. Make sure I get it oriented correctly. Going purely by feel. This is how you become intimately familiar with your Jeep. There's no better way to form a bond with the vehicle than to be laying on your back with both arms up inside it while you feel around blindly, trying to get bolts, sensors, and whatnot into place. All right, I think I've got it in. Feels like it's in the hole. Now for bolt number 1. I might forever be in my driveway with my arms up in this thing because they're never going to come out, but we shall see. Oh. Hold on. Ouch. Oh God, have mercy. Okay, all right, just gonna put it into the socket. Go about it this way. Oh man, my elbow is killing me already. Okay. Now I know what it feels like to be a surgeon. Doing the endoscopic surgery. See if I can get my light onto the subject there. Threading. You're getting the threads up to it. Oh my God. Oh, it's in the hole. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. Must keep pressure. Must keep pressure. Don't want it to come back out. All right. This. There you go. You see that? Yeah. That's why it's a bugger bear. That's why it sucks. That's the deal. And it sucks. But I got it in record time. Whew. Well, on that note, gonna call it a night. So after I changed that part, got it running again, I let it sit for a little while, been operating it periodically, but that brings us to where we are now. Let me show you a little bit under the hood. Under the hood here, it looks pretty stock, and I intend to keep it that way. Not a lot noteworthy other than the absence of the pump system for the old ABS system and the newer brake booster and brake master cylinder that I put in. And you can tell with that little union there as well. But otherwise, she's bone stock, and I intend to keep her that way.